Okay, so my YouTube is on. That's new. YouTube's new to me. Hi everyone, what's the time? Let's give people a few minutes. Welcome people. We are live. I'm just waiting on a few more people to join us. I was having issues with YouTube, but we'll go with this one anyway. If you're on Facebook, good times. Hopefully you can hear me. So, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Oh, hi everyone. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching on Facebook if you can hear me, and then I'm just going to come and check that we're all set up, okay, and then we'll get going. And we're actually going to start standing up. So if you are on the floor, you need to stand up. If you're watching me via YouTube, I've had a few problems with the camera and things, so I might get a little bit chopped off, I'm afraid, but we will come down here in a little bit. So hopefully you can hear me. Maybe give me a little thumbs up or something, and I'll come and check, and then we'll get going. So make sure you're stood, and hopefully people will tell me. Okay, great, thanks, Fiona. She can hear me, that's all good. Okay, so welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. So I trialled this class last week with some of you. It's a half an hour class. As I've kind of put in some of my comments, just the legal bit, that this, obviously you're undertaking this by yourselves at your own risk, but please make sure that you've had medical clearance, recently, that you can do these exercises, particularly if you've had an operation recently or had a baby. And when we go through this class, it's an open level, so I can give adaptations to the exercises. So please just follow the adaptations that I suggest. Don't do anything that feels too difficult or that you can't do it. And we've got a glass of wine, maybe you've got a bottle of wine or something stronger, or a cup of tea, anything at the end of this class. I feel that generally on a Wednesday actually, but in the current situation, I feel like we need a midweek pick-me-up. It's very difficult if you're a drinker at the minute to just not drink every night. And I think I've been through that stage, and now I'm feeling good, and I've been pretty good for the last few days. So I'll have a glass tonight, and then by the weekend, you know, the weekend's the weekend, isn't it? So be good and don't drink all the time. Obviously, drinking responsibly, and save it for later. Or you can drink it whilst you're doing it. I mean, whatever. Okay, so we're going to start standing. I'm just going to stand back here because I'm watching this video here that hopefully I won't be cut off too much, and hopefully you can see me. And we're just going to do a really lovely exercise for our arms and our shoulders, and just to kind of get us really relaxed and get some nice breath into the body. So just make sure that you're stood with your feet pointing forwards, that the knees are not locked in a position so they're nice and soft, that you'll kind of feel nice and open in the front of the hips. Your tailbone is nice and heavy, dropping down. and you just feel nice and relaxed. Okay, take a lovely deep breath in. Just make sure you've got nice room here to take the arms up, breathe in. Clasp the hands back behind you and breathe out. Breathe in and shrug the shoulders up, 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 and then breathe out to drop down. Breathe in to take those shoulders up and breathe out. Let everything go and drop them down. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. And try and keep the head where it is and just take the arms up and release everything down. So the breath is really important. Just get that lovely breath into your body. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, really shrug those shoulders, because any tension that you've got is probably in those shoulders. And again, breathe in, deep breaths in and breathing out. Just let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. And have the tummy pulling in so that when you release the arms, nothing else moves, just keeps nice and still. So one more time. As the arms come up, I'm just going to turn to the side. Just make sure that you're not arching into the back, so the rib cage is kind of drawing down here. Keep the elbows slightly in front of you, breathing in, breathing out, just so that you're not arching into the back. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and just think navel to spine to keep a nice core connection, reaching up and all the way down. So that's just a really lovely exercise that you can do maybe first thing in the morning or last thing at night, and it's just get lovely breath in the body and just really releasing those shoulders. Now we're going to move the spine with something that we call roll downs. So if I just move my mat back there, hopefully you can see me okay. So again, really think about the starting position. So the toes are pointing forward. They're about hip width apart, and you've got this kind of tailbone dropping down. So you're not physically tucking under, you're not sticking the bottom out, there's just a sense of neutral in the pelvis here. Draw the belly button in towards the spine, so you have that connection. You're just going to take the head forward and imagine you're peeling yourself off of a wall, and you're just going to come forward. Now it might be that you're just comfortable to get to here, and that's fine, and then you come back up again. So this exercise is very much, you take it wherever you want to go. So if you're just happy halfway, that's fine. Maybe you want to go a little bit further and rolling back up again. Really keep that connection navel to spine, and that's going to keep the back, or keep your core nice and strong to support your back. Come all the way down if you can, and shake the head and the shoulders and release any tension there. Take a nice breath in, exhale, and just scoop again, draw navel to spine and come up. So this is a really lovely exercise. Sometimes I think people are worried about this one, but you've just got to get that back moving. So take it forward, relax the shoulders all the way or half the way, give your head a little shake at the bottom. Exhale, restack. So just keep going with this. This is an exercise you can take a little bit quicker if you would like, or slower. I'm just going to take a step back here for this video. When you roll down, don't sit back into the heels. If you watch here, I'm really pulling back here. You need to keep the weight almost over your toes. It should be even, but if anything, just keep moving your toes. So when you roll down, don't start leaning back. It's really common that happens. So when you're halfway or all the way down, you should be able to lift your toes and your heels. So give yourself a little test. Okay, plant those feet into the floor, scoop the tummy. Okay, let's do one more of these. So breathe in before you go. Try to take an exhale all the way down. Breathe in at the bottom and exhale as you come up. And really draw navel to spine and just roll your shoulders at the top, okay? Keep doing another one if you quite like that exercise. It's just a really great one for your spine to keep it nice and supple. So for the next exercise, just make sure you finish off that roll down, just nice and slowly. Take your legs a little bit wider than hip width, and we're going to do some side reach. So we're just trying to take the spine through the movements that it should be able to do. So you're going to take an arm up, that's movement 1. Keep a gap between your ear and your shoulder so that your arm doesn't come across your face. Keep the hips nice and still and just take a reach to the side. Then you can smile and breathe in. Now as you exhale, again, navel to spine, feel this side of the body here working to bring you up and float the arms down. So coming up, try to keep the tummy in, keep the ribs down, and up and over. Okay, so my shoulders are facing the front, my hips are facing the front, and actually my arm is straight. Okay, there's no bending of the arm going on. So take it up 1, take it over 2. Get a lovely stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out to come up and take the arm down. Now I cue things with breath. And I just say to people, if you're not used to this breath control, then just breathe, okay? Don't worry about where am I breathing in, where am I breathing out. Just breathe, okay? And if you can pick up a cue with breath, then great. But don't be there and hold your breath. Just breathe, okay? This is a little adaptation for those of you that want to take it a little bit further. You take that opposite arm and then you restack. And then you take the arms down. So you can really feel that in your obliques. Reaching up all the way over. Really reach with that underneath arm, pulling away from you and coming all the way up, okay? So you can feel that. So either just stick to the one arm, or if you want that extra challenge, take the second arm up and bring it up and down. Let's go a little bit more dynamic. Up and over. You've got to work for this wind, remember? And up and down. Let's go arm and over. Either take this arm or leave this arm, reaching up and down, reaching up and over. Navel to spine, feel those muscles working, up. Let's do one more to either side, up and over. Take it nice and steady or a little bit quicker, depending on what sort of energy you want from the class. Over and up and down. Good, roll those shoulders, lovely. All right, so many of us watching this might be doing Joe Wicks every morning with the children. I'm a bit of a fan of Joe Wicks, but there's lots of exercise things out there at the minute, and often people talk about squats. Squats are really brilliant. They're really great exercise to do. The actual function of a squat we do in everyday life. It's how we walk and how we run. We should be squatting to pick things up from the floor. If you've got young children at the minute, like me, the floor is covered constantly with toys and pens and goodness knows what. So when you're tidying up at the end of the day, or getting them to tidy up, don't be bending over all the time. You should be squatting down and coming up. But they're no good if your form isn't correct, okay? So I'm just going to talk you through your form sort of quite succinctly. So take your feet a little bit further apart from hip width, have your toes pointing forward. If you've got a cushion anywhere, a cushion can help, or a little ball, but I'll just show you again. You can actually pop a cushion in between your knees, okay, or a ball. Because this is going to help you keep your knees over your toes so that you don't knock your knees together here, okay? So your knees want to be over your toes. So having a cushion helps engage the inside thigh muscles. So you're going to come down, you're imagining you're sitting back on a chair, so you're sending your bottom back behind you and you're reaching the arms forward here. And hold that, and then coming all the way up. So you're kind of really hinging here and you're not bending forward. Okay, the movement is coming from the hips and the knees. So you're rolling down here, you're squatting down here, and you're restacking all the way up. Coming down, pull in the tummy, send the bottom down and send those arms forward, 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 and coming all the way up. So if you're not doing it with a cushion, you can pop that down. Okay, and you'll feel, oh, I'm actually working quite hard because I'm doing it properly. So let's go again. Breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way back up again. Breathe in, reach, 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 reach. Breathing out. Send the energy down into the base of your heels as well. Here. Okay, so push, coming up, bending forward, and coming up. I've got the wrong t-shirt on. Yeah, so you can really feel that working. Now, The same applies to single leg squats here, if you've got one forward and one back, but your shoulders and your ribs and your hips are all over the top of each other, boom, boom, boom. Okay, one long line, there's no hinging going on here. Bending down, bending up. Keep the navel to spine connected. Let's do 3 on the other side. Down and up, squeeze into the bottom. Down and up, down and up. So keep that connection to keep the core working, okay? So next time that you're in front of a mirror or a door, or if you're doing your squat exercises, just check your form and just make sure you are doing them correctly. And even if you just change it a little bit, you'll feel it working. Also, don't be worried about going too far down, even if you're just here. That's fun, because you're still contracting those muscles, just bending a little bit. I'm still contracting those muscles and strengthening them, okay? And that's going to strengthen into the joints. So you don't need to be worried about squatting down really, really far at all. Maybe you've got your hands on your hips and you'll just bend and stretch, okay? Even with a cushion here. Bend and stretch. That's another way to adapt it, okay? And you're working into your knees, you're working into your muscles around your knees, the quads, and around your ankles, and you can even add in some rises. Yeah, so give that a go now to see how that feels. Up, down. Okay, so this is just a quick little class, but you can think, this is a good exercise. I'll add this into my day or my week. Okay, good. Right, so I told you have to work for your wine. So now we're going to come down to the floor. Just take a little sip of water. Or wine, whatever. And there's 2 options. For those of you that feel that you can, we're going to roll down into a plank position. For those of you that just want to come down to the floor, just come down to the floor. Either join us in a plank or just leave out the plank and just come to kneeling. Okay? For those of you that want to try a roll down, might just tuck the t-shirt in there. You're going to do that roll down. So you're rolling down that imaginary wall. Bend or straighten the legs. Okay? And trying to draw navel to spine. Let's walk the hands forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, thereabouts. And hold a plank position. You can be on your forearms and you're drawing your navel towards your spine. If you cannot keep that connection, come out of this position. It's a strong position to hold, and you must be able to keep a navel to spine connection. Breathe and out. 3 more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Look at that wine, look at that beer, earn it. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do 1 last breath. Hold, hold, hold. Make sure the bottom isn't too low or too high. Okay, get your partner, whoever is in the room, to check. Okay, with control, you just come out of it. If you'd like to do this stretch, you can widen your knees and just take a little stretch forward here. And take a moment and just rotate the wrists. Okay. Take a couple of breaths here in this stretch and just gather yourself. Lovely. Okay, so take a moment if you need to take on some liquid of some description, then do. And now we're going to come into what we call 4-point kneeling or a tabletop position for a few exercises here. So you're going to come down and make sure that your knees are directly underneath your hips. I'm just going to move back. You might be able to see me here. And your wrists are underneath your shoulders here, okay? When you're in this position, you shouldn't have a flat back. You're trying to find that neutral pelvis. So you're really sticking your bottom out here, okay? Try to look down in between your hands, have a little bend in the elbows. Take a lovely deep breath in. On your exhale, draw navel to spine and imagine you're rolling a ball off of your lower back. You're tucking your bottom underneath you, and then you're coming all the way into a C shape with your spine getting a lovely stretch. And then as you exhale, you come out of that. If you feel comfortable to, you can come into an extended position. So you're lifting your chin, and you might get a nice stretch into the thoracic, into the top half of your back. Roll that imaginary ball off your lower back, tuck your bottom underneath you, really pull up the navel. So pull the belly button up, and then rolling out, and come into that extended cat, or just come to a neutral position here. Okay, roll, scoop the belly, and lift, breathing at the top. So a lovely exercise for your back, and a really good exercise for your core. And again, tuck, 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 lift and scoop. So scoop the tummy up underneath you, breathing at the top, and either come into an extended cat or a neutral position there. And then just briefly come off and give your wrists a little shake, okay? Good, lovely. So from there, we are going to do a little exercise for your bottom. You're going to come into 4-point kneeling. Now you can be on your fists if that is better for your wrists, okay? You're going to take one leg up if you can, and you're going to just push and pulse that foot up towards the floor 5 times. Really feel that in your bottom. Just little pulses here. Try to keep the hips and the pelvis nice and still, and then gently draw that knee back down. If that is too much into the arms or the knees, then you can just try and take a slide with the foot on the floor, and draw it back in. Okay, trying all the time to keep your pelvis nice and still. So either some leg slides or some little pulses. So you imagine you've got a tennis ball behind your knee, and you're just pushing up, 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 up. About 5 or 6 onto either side, and trying to keep that pelvis and those hips nice and still, and then gently take that leg back and go again. So you're either doing leg slides with the foot on the floor, or you're taking the leg up and you're pulse, pulse, pulse. Okay, good. Keep breathing. You're raising the heart rate a little bit, and you're up, you'll squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze, and bring it down. And then the other side. So try to maintain that right angle in your knee. Good. And navel to spine. Lots to think about. Push, push, push. I have lost count, but let's come all the way back down and just rotate the rest there. Okay, good. Well done. So we're speeding through because it's a quick power class. We're going to come out and come onto our side. If you can, come up onto your elbow here, because that's going to build upper body. But if you need to be down, then that's fine. You can just be here, okay? Your knees are bent, okay? And your heels are opposite your bottom. So either be here, or if you can, be lifted here. And have a little check that your hips are not rolling forward or back, that you're lifting up here, and the heels are opposite your bottom. And you're squeezing the heels together, and you're opening this top leg. Now what you're watching for, which often happens, is rolling here. Okay, so obviously I can't see you guys, so try and hold this pelvis here, have the hips pointing forward. Okay, so open it a bit more, squeeze, and slowly close. So this exercise isn't just about opening and closing. We're open a bit more. Find that work and slowly lower it down against gravity. Okay, open a bit more, slowly close. So these are called oysters or clams, and they're one of the exercises of life, I like to call them. They're good for everybody. Really good for hip stability, because you're building those muscles in the glutes. You're building that hip stability. And it's not about how far I can open my knee. It's about how much I can control that movement. Open and close. Okay, and you can do these all day long. or you wouldn't really. Be a bit ouchies. Okay, let's do one last one. And then just to counteract that, this is a Charleston. So if you think about the dance, the Charleston, and your knees like a swivel, your knees are together. Again, don't drop into the hip. Okay, so try and stay upright and rolling forward there. Okay, lovely. Let's just do 2 and 1 there. Now we're going to do that on the other side. So either roll onto the side, or I guess really you need to see me, so just flip yourself over onto the side. So remember, either down here, okay, or up onto your elbow. Heels opposite your bottom. Okay, and now let's see how different maybe you feel from left to right. Hips still, facing forward. Open that knee a bit more. Find that work into that leg. Now you might feel it on the inside of the leg. Okay, it's not a rule about where you should feel it, even if you should feel anything. You don't always have to feel stuff in exercises. Okay, everybody is different, but every movement has a function. Every movement, every exercise has a purpose. Okay, so just take this exercise nice and slowly. You'll be able to feel if you're a bit unstable here, or a bit wobbly. So maybe your leg's a bit shaky. It's really good to do, really good exercise. Let's just do one more. Okay, and then keep the knees together and then rolling forward. Here, again, imagine you have a little tennis ball. So the movement's from the hip, there's no movement at the leg. Okay, good. And let's just do 2 more. Okay, and then for the last 5 minutes, we're going to be on our back. And I'm just going to work your abdominals a little bit on your back before we relax a little bit. So come and lie down on your back. We're in what we call the relaxation position here. So your feet are flat into the floor, knees are pointing up towards the ceiling, and they're hip width apart. Okay, so there's a little gap between your feet and your knees. And just rock the pelvis into the floor a little bit. You should have a little gap in your lower back. So you're not imprinting your spine, otherwise you're tilting your pelvis. Your pubic bone should be down towards your toes, but don't overarch. So you're just trying to find what feels like quite a comfortable neutral position, really. And the hips either side are nice and even. Take the hands back behind your head. We're going to do some curl-ups. So have your elbows slightly forward. So if you can, take an exhale as you come up. Okay, it's quite important to try and get the breath on this one. As you curl up here, drop your head into your hands so that you're never straining into your neck. You're not pulling into the neck, nor your hands there, otherwise your neck's got loads of tension. So just make sure the head is heavy into your hands. Now curl up a bit more if you can. Draw navel to spine and coming down on an in-breath. Let's go. Up on an exhale, down on an inhale. Up on an exhale. Draw the belly in as you come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Come up a bit further. Try and get your shoulders off of the floor and feel those abdominals working. And up and down. And up and down. Now when you come up, hold it there. Now watch. Have you lifted your bottom? Have you tilted? If you have, you're cheating. You need to keep that pelvis in neutral. So when you're up here, you should have that little gap. Yeah? Don't have a flat back. Let's do 3 more like this. So up. Keep the pubic bone down towards the toes. It is harder for a reason, because you're doing it properly. Up and down. Let's do one more full up and down. Okay. You're now going to take your hands away for a moment. Take your legs up one at a time, if that's comfortable. If this is okay for people, you've done this with me before, you're going to be in this double knee fold position. You're going to take You're going to have that hands down, sorry. And we're going to come into our hundreds, which are here. If this is all new to you, you're going to keep the feet down and you're going to have a curl up here, but perhaps take a hand behind the head, okay? And you're beating your arms like this. And you're breathing in for 5 and out for 5. So I'm going to talk you through. Everybody start down. If you've done this before, and you know that you can, you take your legs into a double knee fold. Okay, I'm going to just keep mine down for now. And I'm going to curl up with everybody. So whether you're here or here, curl up. Take the fingertips off the floor. Start breathing in and beating your arms for 5 and out for 5. If you're here with your feet down, take a hand behind the head to make sure no tension occurs. Even if you're here, that's fine. But this is the ultimate one here. If you can, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beat those arms, curling up. Tuck your chin in, roll the shoulders a little bit. Navel to spine, breathing in, breathing out. Take a hand behind the head if you need it. Bring your head down if you need it. Bring your feet down if you need it. Okay, there are lots of options in this exercise. Clearly, I lost count. So curl up a bit more, work for that wide. Let's go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still the arms. Now, if you can, come down, keep the legs there. If you need to take a hug and roll, then please do, okay? If not, hold it here. And you're going to come straight into double toe taps, double toe taps, people that have done this before. Okay, maybe your arms are here, and maybe they're here, and you're just going to keep going, drawing navel to spine. For those of you that this is new to, bring your legs down, and you're going to do single toe taps. So those of you that have done this before, carry on with your double toe taps here. For those that it's new to, you're going to take 5 toe taps. So your pelvis is nice and still, and you're just dipping your toe. Your movement is from your thigh bone. There's nothing happening at the knee. Take that leg down, take the other leg. So imaginary tennis ball behind your knee, and you're just tapping down. Navel to spine, ribs are down, this is everybody. Okay, keep going. If you're in this double knee toe taps, keep going, keep going. Okay, once you've had enough, hug your knees in towards your chest. If you're doing the single ones, then can you just make sure that you are even from left to right? Okay, navel to spine, hips nice and still, left to right. There's quite a lot going on there. So finish off whichever exercise you're doing, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then take a lovely full body stretch, mind the wine. Okay, if you want to join me on a full roll up, then please do. If you think there's no way I'm doing that, then roll onto your side and come up to sitting. If you can, and you want to, take a couple of broad backs. Navel to spine, seeker, seeker, seeker. Take the arms back behind you without pushing into the ribs. Draw navel to spine, curl up, curl up, curl up. So this is just for those of you that want to try this challenge. You're rolling off, you're drawing navel to spine, and you're curling down. And you're breathing in, and you're breathing out, and we're coming up. This is the last time. Okay, lovely. So from there, last exercise, because we started a bit late, is a fun exercise called rocker, which I will talk you through. Give it a go. It might be that this exercise doesn't feel right for whatever reason on your back or your pelvis. So if it doesn't, just leave it. Grab your wine, it's fine. But if you want to give it a go, then give this a go. Okay, so you're going to sit up, and you'll see how my back is in a neutral position here. When you do this exercise, you're actually going to be in a C curve. So you're tucking the pelvis underneath you and the head comes forward. Okay, it's important that you kind of keep that C curve. So it's hard to get into this exercise because you need to draw your legs quite close together, and you're going to come off. See how I've just rocked off the base of my spine? Take a leg up, and you're going to try and balance, okay? And be here. Try and be here. So if you push your hands into your legs and push your legs into your hands, okay? So there's like a push and a pull going on there. Nice and round this way and nice and round this way. And you're going to roll back, ideally just a little bit, and you're going to use your abdominals to go in, pull them in, in, in. And you're going to get this little rock, hence the name rocker. Okay, have a bit of fun with it. Inevitably, what's going to happen is you're going to be flicking your legs, or you're going to be drawing your knees in like this. Okay, that is not what we're doing. The thing that's making you rock is your abdominals. So you're right here, you're pulling them in, and actually, I'm not moving very much at all, but I'm working really hard. So my chin is tucked in. I'm in a lovely C curve with my spine, and I'm going in, and I'm pushing and I'm pulling with my legs and my hands, my arms, and I've got that static, that tension, and I'm working really hard. So just give it a little go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if you can, come up. Oh, can you balance? Can you balance? Good, well done. Oh, I see it's tiring. Right, roll the shoulders there. Let's just take a stretch forward. Let's gather ourselves, breathing in all the way down as far as you want to go. Rolling back and up. Just take a breath in. Exhale. Slide everything forward. Breathing in. Exhale. Up. Just do this a couple more times. This is a lovely movement for your spine. Just to stretch forward. You might only be here, that's fine. And when you restack, you're trying to roll up from the base of the spine here and rolling up, 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 up. Okay, last time. Nice and relaxed across the shoulders. Down, rolling forward, breathing in. Exhale to restack. Lovely. Good stuff. Well done, everyone. That was quite a quick, energized class. Normally my classes are an hour. Most classes are, but I think half an hour, a quick burst of energy, maybe you feel more energized. Hopefully you might sleep better tonight, a bit more stretched. Maybe just do it again. Think, do you know, that was a really fun exercise, or that one really, really worked for me. So give that one, give them a go in the week, potentially. So you can grab your glasses now. Well done, everybody. Cheers to Wind Down Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. I've had ups and downs this week, and the last 2 days have been much better. But I just think it's just life, isn't it? It goes in ebbs and flows. And it's Easter holidays coming up, which is just a confusing time for everybody because we can't really go anywhere. But we'll be creative and we'll make do. And as long as you guys are enjoying it, then I'll keep this Wind Down Wednesday going, and look out for anything else that I might be uploading, or online classes soon when I've got a bit of time to think about it. So for now, cheers everybody, cheers, and speak to you, lots of you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye. Cheers. Now I do my face for trying to turn it off professionally. So here we go.